Carla Ward, before the game, was hoping to have 6 points on the board after this Slovenia game, but now she has to deal with a really big setback. It is Slovenia who are top of the table with 2 wins from 2. Ireland in second on the head-to-head, with the Greece game to come in April. Niamh, the disappointment, you can sense it, you can feel it. It was the performance, I think, really, though, that seems to have made for a huge amount of questions.
Yeah, an extremely difficult night. Obviously, a lot thrown at the players since the start of the camp with all the changes. And I suppose if you go away from the fundamentals of being solid and not conceding, and also I suppose the big worry is actually our attacking play and the lack of threat. Really, it's a bit worrying, to be honest. And then the nature of the amount of goals conceded. So. A lot of problems to fix, but also it's a process, and Carla said that herself, and I suppose they're going to digest it, analyse it, and see where we go from here, I'd say.
Steph, it's a real sobering night, really, when you think about it. And Des mentioned in commentary about cruising through League B the last time, and of course been at a World Cup, and those occasions seem like a really long time ago.
Yeah, look, it's a difficult one to digest. I think all of us here watching it, you're hoping maybe we can get a goal early in the second half and maybe make a game of it, but we just couldn't really open them up, and that's been a problem for a while too. You know, we haven't been able to open up teams, and as Niamh said, I think the most disappointing thing is the goals we conceded. We're a team that pride ourselves on being good defensively, and to concede so many sloppy goals was very disappointing, and I think there's a lot for Carla Ward to look at there now. I think we spoke about at the start as well about how many kind of changes. Now, I know there's only one change to start in 11, but there's so many different positional changes. I think Carusa outright really wasn't the right idea. You know, I think with someone like Larko, Abby Larkin, I think she's that bit of pace that maybe would have got us in at times as well. I thought Amber Barrett was doing quite well up front and came off. So there's a few things that maybe she will have learned about our players tonight as well.
Niamh, this Ireland teams in general over the last few years, they don't get badly beaten. It's a strange result to see 4 goals conceded and a 4-0 loss.
Yeah, it's completely uncharacteristic. You know, it's a heavy defeat as well, and obviously when you concede one, you have to try and make sure you keep it tight. But it was the nature of kind of the goals and how easy it was at times through our own mistakes that, you know, we gave the Slovenians a lot of chances. So I suppose it's as much as it's a process going through this new style of play, I don't think I keep harping on about it, but you can't go away from the fundamentals, and that's building from your foundation and making sure you're tight at the back and you're not chipping too many goals, especially when you're having trouble being creative in this moment. You want to make sure you're not chipping goals easily.
Steph, you're both going on the coaching route now, so you do have experience about formations and philosophies and the way that you want to play. Carla Ward is very wedded to her system, looking like around a 4 at the back usually, but the expectation was that an Ireland team should be able to adapt. It's international football. Is that a big surprise that there was such a difficulty to get used to something new?
Yeah, well, look, I think Anya touched on it in commentary on Friday night. I think a lot of these players would have played a similar formation at their clubs, but something that we've all been talking about for the last few years is we haven't developed many fullbacks. You know, over the last couple of years, we've probably played with a 3 because we've loads of centre-backs, but we don't really have many fullbacks. So it'll be interesting to see now what she does in terms of who's going to play there. Obviously, Megan Campbell getting the injury tonight. We've talked about Megan previously, is that she can't stay fit. You know, she's a player that's quality when she's playing, but if you don't have her as an option, I think Chloe Mustaki not being in the squad is a question mark too. I think she's been doing quite well for Bristol City, and she's someone that can play fullback, but we don't have many options there. So it'll be interesting to see what we do, if we do stick with it. I know that's her formation and that's what she wants to play, but you have to have the players to play there too, and I'd be a little bit concerned about our lack of natural fullbacks.
Niamh, have we answered the Katie McCabe conundrum? She was starting in an advanced role and then moved back to the left-back position. Is that where she needs to be, and is that where she will be going forward?
I think Steph summed it up perfectly. I mean, we can harp on about where to play one player, but it's about the team, and we can get hyper-focused on Katie, but I think it was evident that it didn't work tonight in that 10 role. It's not to say Katie McCabe can't play higher up the pitch, but it's how to get her playing higher up the pitch. If you are playing her in a full-back area, that's through being more comfortable in possession and working her into those areas. She can play left full and get high up the pitch, but it's difficult when you don't have comfortable possession of the ball, and I suppose that's the difference at Arsenal. You see her a lot of the times in those final attacking thirds because they're such comfortable in possession. So that's something in itself. But I think if you see her in the 10 role today, apart from one shot on goal, I don't think there was much there to warrant a further look.